Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I'm going to show you how to install the Wilcox L4 G70 mount onto my Ideal Maritime. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously open up and read the instructions. I obviously read them prior just to make this video go by a little quicker, and then just take out all the components. So we have the shroud, we have the arm, we have the screws and all the little extra pieces, like the bolts and stuff. We have some more Allen keys, and we have the lanyard with the installation pieces. So, first thing you're going to do is strip. When you have a Maritime, you're obviously going to have to take off the rails and the whole liner, but I don't have the liner installed on this right now, just for demonstration purposes, so it would be a little bit easier. Next thing I like to do is take the bungees and put them somewhere so they don't get in the way, really. So this is just for me more than anything. You don't have to do it the way I have it, but it just helps me a little bit and gives me a little bit more room to work inside. So we're going to move the brackets, the lanyard, out of the way, as well as the extra Allen keys, because in the little Ziploc bag with all the pieces, such as the exterior bolts and stuff like that, come on here. So you open up this little baggie we got right here. We have 2 sets of screws. Hopefully I'm in frame right now. I'll go ahead and move this over. So we have 2 sets of screws. We have a long set, which is what I will be using and probably what most of you will be using on ballistic helmets, and then a short set of screws for something like a carbon or any type of really thin shell helmet. We have 3 exterior bolts or exterior nuts, as well as 3 washers or spacers. And also what is installed, or what comes with it, is a little Allen key to install all the little parts. So I'm going to get rid of the parts I'm not going to be using, and that is the small bolt set, or the small screw set. So go ahead and put that off to the side, and let's go ahead and move this stuff over. So I'm going to be using these spacers, as they just give me more surface area inside the helmet, and plus I drilled the holes a little bit bigger on my Maritime to give me a little bit more wiggle room with different shrouds and stuff. So go ahead and stick the screw out, and then put the shroud over it. Now I will be installing the lanyard, so I will get that out too. So here we have the lanyard. Can go ahead and empty that out. So we have the high tension ring, a little baggie. We have the lanyard nut, I guess you would say, and then we have the lanyard itself. So we have the screws sticking out. We'll go ahead and put the shroud over it, like so, with the washer inside. You don't have to use a washer, I just choose to. Now I'm going to take the lanyard piece, and I'm just going to turn that 1 or 2 times, just so the screw won't fall out into the helmet and possibly lose it. So once I have that, I will just turn it. A little piece of tape fell out. I'll just turn it a couple times, so I still have plenty of room, but just enough so that the screw won't really fall out. So once we have the top on, I personally like to do the top first before any other ones, but now let's go ahead and take another screw. I'm using the washers, so I'll put the washers on, and I will go through one side. Once I have it through on the side right here, go ahead and put this piece on. I'll try to turn it once or twice. You can usually get it once or twice, but depending on the shell thickness, this one doesn't want to go any, so it's not a problem. Take the Allen key and go ahead and install it. Again, I'll do the same thing like I did with the top one. I'll just turn it, maybe 4 or 5 times, so I still have plenty of wiggle room to put fine adjustments in. Now I'll go ahead and do the last one. Put the washer on the screw. Go ahead and put the screw through the helmet. One of the little spots. There we go. So we got the screw through the helmet again. Put the exterior nut on. And go ahead and put that around 3 or 4 times. So now we have the shroud on, and as you can see, there's lots of room on there. So what I like to do from here is I'll take the bungees, and I'll go ahead and put them back up front, like so. And this way it gives me just kind of a reference on where to put this mount, make sure everything is straight and angled, as every shell might be drilled just a little tiny bit off. That's why I really like the Wilcox shroud, as it has those slots in there. So let me go ahead and look at it. Pretty happy with the placement of it. It looks like it's placed relatively right in the middle. Maybe if I move it over just a tiny bit, go ahead and look at it. With the pad on the inside, just because it's messing up my eyes. Yeah, that looks good to me. So what I'll do now is I will go over each one hand tight, like so. Just to the point where I get to a decent amount of resistance. Bugs. Sorry if you hear a whining noise, that's just the lights above me so I could see my work area. So once you have that done, go ahead and turn it so it's on the long side, or that you'd be grabbing the long side of the Allen key, and give it a 1/4 turn, or a little more, depending on how you had it tightened before. So it looks like each one is about a 1/2 turn from me. Oh well. This might be a bit more. Yeah, so that was almost full rotation. But you'll definitely be able to feel when it starts to get a little bit too much. You don't want to have too much tension on here to the point where you strip the screws. So once we have that set up, we can go up to the lanyard. And the lanyard, we have the high tension ring, which I'm not going to install right now, just out of time. But you just need a small Phillips screwdriver and just screw this off. The other little ring just pops right off. You can push this on and just tighten this back down. It's as simple as that. And then to install this, all you do literally is just push it on. You hear that click, lets you know that's on, and to take it off you simply just pull it off. Just pull it off like so. So, you have that installed. Simple. And then for the arm itself, a couple things you got to watch out about. And that is the breakaway feature. Make sure that's this piece right here that I just moved. So right now the breakaway feature is engaged, and what that means is this little nub on the bottom, which engages the bottom of the shroud, it is slightly raised. So therefore you could easily, well not really easily, but if a lot of force comes up and hits the arm will pop off, and that's what the lanyard's for. It should be attached to your night vision, and so the night vision just kind of hangs there, so no damage is done to the knot itself or the arm. I simply don't like to use this because I just don't use it. And what I do is obviously just switch it over so the breakaway feature is not on. And if you could see in the video, not sure, but this piece is sticking out just a little bit more. And it's able to go up a little bit, but it's much harder. I mean, you could still hit it with a decent amount of force and probably take it off, but I doubt that would ever happen under even hard use. So what you now have is your mount set up non-breakaway, and you're going to have this little bracket on the back. You're just going to slide that to the one side, to the right side if you're looking straight on it, like you are in the video, and that rises up the nub. So right now it would be locked into place on the shroud, and right now it's ready to be put onto the shroud. To put it on, obviously, you're going to put the top in first. You're going to push down a bit, and slide that bracket down. So it's locked into place and not coming off. Simple as that. It takes about 10 minutes, if that. The only extra pieces I have are the high tension ring, the other nut, and just some Allen keys, which I actually didn't even use. So yeah. Oh, also the short set of screws. Obviously keep this in there just in case you ever need to resell this, or you put on a different helmet that might use different screws, or you want to change up the high tension ring. And it's always nice to have extra Allen keys just in case anyone needs it or you lose one or two. So yeah, that's how you install it. It's pretty simple. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. Make sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and like my Facebook page. I try to update that as much as I can. Probably going to give this guy a nice little new spray paint, new look to it, and I'll update you on that as well. But yeah, as always, have a good one.